I was quickly able to connect with his message.
It was very energetic.
One of my clients is the biggest supplier of slippers. So I told them, hey, imagine this. One day, I'm holding Starbucks on one hand and an iPhone on the other, standing at the urinal, and it's all hands-free. That would be awesome.
His energy was fantastic. The crowd was very energized.
And I changed everything. So the Eugene Xia you see on stage today is not the same Eugene Xia who lost his job.
Very relevant to the industry and even personally in my own business.
You're looking for something else, sense of achievement, sense of fulfillment. Put your right hand on your heart, not for a show. Make a promise to yourself that your life will be amazing. I'll be part of a movement that creates the future.
He left me wanting to be better than I am, wanting to reach farther than I have, and wanting to do more.
He made me think.
Thank you for the inspiration.
It's my pleasure to introduce my learning partner yesterday, Eugene Xia. In 2015, Eugene was at the bottom 20% of income earners and had to borrow money from his brother to feed his 3 kids. But by 2018, he rose to become one of the wealthiest and most successful coaches and speakers in Singapore and started getting invitations to speak globally. To date, he's spoken in over 20 cities and appeared in many newspaper articles and TV interviews. Last month, he was elected as the new president of the Asia Professional Speakers Singapore. Please welcome Eugene to the stage.
Thanks to my learning partner. Isn't she amazing?
She's brilliant.
Yeah, one more round of applause. Well done. Well done. Love your energy. Oh, who's that? I actually don't need this at all. Yesterday, I heard a lot from many speakers. I'm particularly impressed with Mimi. Mimi is not here today, but she taught us a lot about IP, PR, and she showed us a lot of collaterals. And I was taking notes. Okay, I better do this, hire a videographer. Who was similarly impressed by Mimi's masterclass yesterday? Amazing. So there's a lot of homework to do. And then when I went back to the hotel, I asked myself, why? Why am I doing this? Why do I want to be a global keynote speaker? Why do I want to record all these impressive video? Why do I want to collaborate with Vibath? Why do I want to create a website? Why are we all here? Why work so hard to be a global keynote speaker, earn 5,000, 10,000, 15,000? Why? And then I remember a promise I made when I was 9 years old. This is my mother, and I love her, obviously. Okay, very sensitive question. Who loves your mother? Okay, good. Some of you never put up hands. Okay, yeah. So I love my mother. My father passed away in 2019. My mother is still around, 87 years old. I also love my father, but in a different way. Like my father didn't really talk to me, didn't touch me, didn't hug me. We didn't really have a relationship. But my mother, wow, she would hug me, bring me shopping, buy toys for me, kiss me, cook my favorite noodles. I really deeply love my mother. But as I was growing up, I felt a little bit of injustice because my father always traveled. He worked for a ship company and he's always traveling around, but he never brought my mother. He never brought me. He never brought my brother. It was only just him. And I made a promise to my mom. Mommy, when I grow up, I want to work very, very hard. I want to earn a lot of money. I want to bring you to many countries, to around the world, to take photos. Okay, Mommy? I promise you. And can you imagine, as a child, 9 years old, I want to work hard, I want to earn lots of money, and ultimately, I call this area the land of abundance. The land where I don't need to worry about my bills anymore. I don't need to count the dollars and cents. Where I can just easily get her on business class, fly her to Sydney, to Spain, without worrying, without thinking. Who wants a life of abundance, not worried about money, not worried about time? Raise your hand. Look around, look around. Everybody wants abundance. Nobody wants scarcity. Nobody wants just enough. Especially if we are raising funds for charity. We want more than enough, build many, many houses. And therefore, this began my life of working hard. I studied very, very hard every day, and I became one of the top scholars. In Singapore, there's a company called Singapore Stock Exchange, and they paid me to study for 4 years. And they gave me a very prestigious position in the company. And the CEO himself was my mentor. Can you imagine? 400 people, he chose me to have lunch with him, to travel with him. This was my life. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, my life is going to be very smooth. I'm going to walk boldly, smoothly into the land of abundance and fulfill the promise I made to my mom. And then I got married. 3 children. In Singapore, the birth rate is very low, so I thought I would do the government a bit of favor. Yeah. And also there was nothing much on TV. Yeah, so I thought, okay, let's have more children, and I love all of them, but very expensive. I don't know why my 3 children need to eat. Why must children eat? Why must they go to school? It's so irritating. You know, I have to give a good life to my mother, and then now I have to give a good life to my 3 children. Things are getting harder. So you realize that it wasn't so smooth anymore. I cannot just smoothly walk into the land of abundance. Like who places this chair here? I have to get around it. I have to remove it. It was very tough. Work alone was tough. Working in a Japanese bank. Okay, I'm not going to say anything negative about this particular bank, but there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of blame shifting. And I had to work until at night, 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And by the time I reach home, what are my 3 children doing? Sleeping. And in the morning, I have to attend their morning call to make sure the overseas US market, I am acknowledged about it, I can brief my clients about it. I barely saw my children. Can you imagine this thing called work-life what? Balance. No balance. I don't understand. You know, I'm not a greedy, ambitious person. I just want to provide a good life for my mother. Is it sinful? Is it a crime? No. But why is it so difficult? You know what? I should remain single. Or at least just with my wife, she works, I work, travel around the world, no children. Yes? Yes? No. All of us want children. But why? Why? It's so troublesome. Took up so much of my money, so much of my time, so much of my energy. Not only did I not enjoy abundance, I felt like I was getting further and further away. You know what's worse? I think somebody up there was listening to me. Right? He was saying, okay, Eugene, since you don't like to work so hard, then don't work at all. I lost my job. 2014 February was the last day I received salary from the bank called Nomura. By the way, I don't mind telling you my salary at the time. It was $20,000 a month. Not bad, right? You all look like it's so small. $20,000 per month. And I lost it in one day. The bank said, this is a letter. Please exit over there. I even argued with them. I say, sorry, can you at least give me a few months to hand over, find my successor? You know what they said? Sorry, Mr. Xia, if you insist, we have to ask the security card to escort you out. One day, vice president, another day, look like criminal. How am I going to reach that, tell me? How am I going to fulfill the promise I made to my mother? You know, I remember, because I still had savings, by the way, but by 2015, I remember telling my mother, Mommy, I'm sorry, I cannot give you monthly allowance anymore. Forget about travel, right? Even monthly allowance. You know, as Asians, generally, we want to do our best, that our parents raise us up. The least I can do is to just give her at least a few $100 or $1,000 per month. Right? It's not rich, but it's my basic duty as her son. I couldn't even do that. And then I have 3 children and jobless, so guess what? I have nothing to do, right? So I brought my little girl, this is Jodie, I brought her to East Coast Park. The beach in Singapore not as nice as Maldives, but there's still a beach. There's still a beach. So I brought her to East Coast, I look at the ocean, I just enjoy the breeze and thinking to myself, how am I going to feed my children? And then you know what Jodie asked me? Papa, how come you have so much time for me? That's very painful. No? It's painful. Well, of course, we want to have time for our children, but I want money. There's no money. Every month, I'm very transparent. Okay, I'll tell you truthfully. I spend $8,000 per month. 8,000 Singapore dollars. Mortgage, bills, telco, insurance premium, my children's education, food. Why must they eat? I really don't understand. No, I must buy food, and then my wife insists on organic food. What? Doesn't she know I lost my job? And by the way, she hasn't worked a single day since she became a mother, which means about 20 over years I've been a sole breadwinner. So I look at my daughter, I'm thinking, okay, she's too young to understand, but let me make a promise to myself. No longer to my mother, a promise to myself. Eugene Xia, you will rise up again, Eugene Xia. You will not only earn money and put food on the table, you will have more time while earning more money. I have no idea how, but Eugene Xia, you will do it. And on that day, I made a promise to myself. And I believe the universe was listening to me. Because in 2016, I went to a conference and I met this guy. Do you notice something about this guy? He only has one hand. 2 legs are missing. 1 hand is missing. He wasn't born like this. He had 2 hands and 2 legs as a teenager. But one day on board a Navy ship, he got into an accident. Can you imagine? The ropes on the ship went around his limbs by accident, and they just kept turning and turning and turning until his limbs got torn off. He could have died, but he didn't, because all the Navy officers took turns to donate blood to him, and he was kept alive. By the way, the limbs disappearing is not the only thing. He lost his eye to cancer. If you believe in luck, this guy is considered very, very what? Unlucky, extremely unlucky. But this guy is very strange. Very, very strange. Eugene Xia lost his job, and every day is just blaming people, looking at the sky, wondering what to do. But this guy lost his limbs, lost his eye, and he won 3 gold medals for Singapore. I compare myself to him. We are both human beings. Why am I so lousy? Why am I so different? How can this guy have only 1 limb but win honor and glory for Singapore and still put food on the table? But this Eugene Xia, good for nothing, but have 2 hands and 2 legs. And on that day, I made a decision again. I said, hey, didn't you promise the universe, didn't you promise your children that you will provide them a lot of money and still have a lot of time? What are you doing about it? You're doing nothing. Your promise has led to nothing. And again, the universe was listening. it presented a book to me called Antifragile. Just curious, who has already seen this book before? No? Okay. So this is my gift for all of you. I didn't write this book. I didn't write this book. I was presented this book and I decided there's something in this book I need to read. So I read it. And to be very honest with you, I didn't even read finish. It is a very, very difficult book. But something about the title attracted me. Antifragile. My English is not too bad. But I've never seen this word. What? Antifragile. Okay, be honest. Who is hearing this word for the first time? Antifragile. Right, this is a very strange word. What's the meaning? We'll explore the meaning together. Let's play a game. There are 3 objects listed in this book. Let's guess which is an anti-fragile object. Okay, is it an egg that you can carry on a plate and accidentally, if you fall, the egg cracks and you cannot eat anymore? Who thinks it's an egg? No, huh? How about a stress ball? I'm sure you have seen a stress ball before. Right, you press, kick. Nothing happens to the stress ball. Right, it looks exactly the same as 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Who thinks it's the stress ball that's anti-fragile? Anybody? Okay, a few of you. Very good, very good. And there's a third one. Human muscle. There's something strange about the human muscle. When you are relaxed, right? Like you sit there, watch TV all day. What happens to your muscle? Weaken. And in order to strengthen it, you need to do what? What is this exercise thing? What rubbish? Who invented exercise? I want to sit there and watch TV all day long. But you notice, right, that life is designed to be difficult. That you don't need to talk about career, global speaker. Just our human body needs to constantly move around, carry weights. Just to remain healthy. I don't even need to take part in Olympics. Right? Just to remain healthy, I need to move around. I need to subject my muscle to stress. So I've already given you the answer. Which is the answer? Which is anti-fragile? The muscle. The muscle. Let's delve deeper. Why the muscle? Because anti-fragile, the definition is this. Okay, let's read out together the words in blue. Okay, becoming better and stronger because of adversities and stress. Because of. If we are taking notes, please write this. Because of. Because of these 3 chairs here, I will be able to achieve abundance. This is very weird. This is very, very weird. I thought that if there's no chair, I can achieve abundance, but no. The universe has something else in mind. The universe tells me that, hey, Eugene, don't be stupid like you. I put the chair here because I want you to be better and stronger. So that when you finally achieve abundance, you will feel satisfied. You will feel fulfilled. You will look into the mirror and say, Eugene, I'm damn proud of you. This is called anti-fragile. Let's explore even further. All of us here, please reflect. Okay, this is a very, very sensitive question, but very important. How many of us here behave a bit like an egg? No need to raise hand. A little bit like people, client reject us. Maybe we say, let's try to be a global speaker, and after 1 year, nobody pays us any money. Everybody say, hey, come and speak for free. Come and MC for free. And then we say, what nonsense. This speaking business, not suitable for me. This is called fragile. It doesn't take much for you to give up. Okay, don't raise hand, don't raise hand. Yeah, but you know whether you are like an egg. You know there's this generation called strawberry generation. Anyone heard before? Strawberry. Right, strawberry generation is the generation that you touch them a little bit. So painful. It's called strawberry generation, right? Yeah, then on Monday, Tuesday, they'll call you and say, hey, sorry, hashtag mental health, please allow me. I need to get home. So this is called strawberry generation. But, okay, by the way, I didn't create this phrase, strawberry generation. I'm going to say that it is not strawberry generation. It's this category called strawberry kind of people. Because every generation has someone like that, isn't it? I'm sure you know people in their 50s, 60s who also behave like that. Oh, today's so hot. I don't want to go out anymore. Look, I'm perspiring. Are you kidding me? You're afraid of the sun? You live in Maldives. Right? Move to Finland, for goodness sake. What nonsense is this? So this is the first category. The second category, stress ball. Some of us here, you can look in the eyes. You will never ever give up. Right? The sun, come on, bring it on, man. I love the sun. Wow, do work until 4 a.m. Bring it on, man. I want to work until 4 a.m., 5 a.m., no problem. Oh, didn't print the banner, no problem. I will print the banner. Right? These are very resilient people. They are very trustworthy. You can count on them to keep serving in Maldives in the global speaking market forever and ever. But there's something better. What's the A word? What's the A word? Antifragile. There's this very specific group of people. They are very anti-fragile. Because if you give them a smooth life, that every client sign deal with them, they are very bored. They say, oh, what kind of stupid life is this? Every time pay me $10,000 for a speech. I hate it. They want challenges. They say, wait, I haven't explored in South Africa yet. I'm going to expand there. I haven't gone into Singapore yet. I'm going to expand there. I haven't used AI yet. I'm going to use AI. I haven't done showreel yet. I'm going to do showreel. They just keep saying, hey, life is too easy. Come on. Every year I want more and more and more challenges. Just like this chair. I want the chair to be there. Why are there only 3? Give me 10 chairs. Give me 20 chairs. Because 3 chairs is far too easy. Without breaking a sweat, I can just turn them around. I can even sit down and relax. Like, wow. Whoever put the chair here, thank you so much. You know that I was tired. You know that I was burnt out. You know that I had no work-life balance. And you put a pause in my life so that I can finally think, do I really want to be a banker? Do I want to work for a Japanese bank and be shouted at, shifted blame every day, playing politics? No! No! I want to be able to impact communities. I want to travel around the world. I want to learn about different culture so that by the time I enter the land of abundance, I'll become a better human being. I become more empathetic. So that I will not be an arrogant fool going around the world trying to preach to people. You listen to me, I tell you, what you should do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I tell you. No. I want to be someone like Mimi. I want to travel around the world. I want to be someone like Michelle, fully empathetic to every culture that they go to. Who wants to be a speaker who is empathetic of other cultures? Then you need to embrace anti-fragile. You need to embrace difficulties in our life. I am going to present to you a formula today. It is a formula I created. And then once I present the formula, I would like to invite all of you to apply this formula in any field you want to. I know some of us are in AI, software, a lawyer, doctor, dentist, any area, NGO. I would like to invite you to apply this formula. Who is ready to apply the formula? Okay, please take lots of photos, take lots of notes. Everything I shared earlier is to share why I came up with the formula. Here is the formula. In life, there will be adversities. I didn't create it. Or I didn't talk to God or universe and say, hey, can you give us more adversity? It is there. Even if you don't want it, it will be there. It's either family adversity, career, financial, health. There will be some adversities. Globally, there's COVID-19, there's war going on now, there's a stupid president in power. Right? So we need to be very mindful that adversities is there to stay. And some people even whisper to me, it will get worse over time. Then we all want abundance. You told me earlier, you want a lot of time, you want a lot of money so that you can give your parents a good life, your children a good life, give yourself a good life. Then I present to you that we need the chair. We need the chair. From now on, every time you go around any room and you see a chair, remind yourself, hey, wait a minute. Life should not be from adversity to abundance. We need to add in something called what? What's the A word? Anti-fragile. Anti-fragile. always ask myself, Eugene Xia, yes, you lost your job, but what can you do differently now so that you can become better and stronger? Different. Hey, why not become a global keynote speaker? What nonsense! Which child in school say, hey, little boys and girls, what do you want to grow up to be? Which child has ever raised his hand and said, teacher, I want to be a global keynote speaker? It's always doctor, lawyer, no offense to lawyer, engineer. It's always the same few boring profession. Do you notice? Who has children here? Who has children? Go home, ask your children, what do you want to be? And make sure they say, I want to be a global keynote speaker. Okay, don't force them, No, but I realized, what can I do differently so that I have more money in my hands, but at the same time, more time for my mom and for my children. Wow, what better career than to be a global keynote speaker? Right now, I want to invite somebody I deeply admire on stage so that you know this formula doesn't apply only to speakers. It applies to NGO also. Can you all put your hands together and welcome Rish? Yesterday, I had the honor and the privilege of sitting together with Rish, and I heard that 8 years ago, she founded a charity, a NGO. It's called Mums Aid. And to date, there are 45,000 members. And right now, I'm going to ask her to apply this formula. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, with your, oh sorry. With your permission, or if you feel comfortable, can you share with us what is the adversity in your life as a child, such that you became such a strong person today?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Eugene. This, I think, is a good example of collaborate and elevate.
Yes.
Yes, it's a selfless act. So I'm not going to take all of your time from
No
this
problem.
speech. But yeah, so going back to your question. As a child, yeah. So growing up, I can say that I had a hard life growing up because I think as a mother, I wouldn't let my 8-year-old be alone. But my parents had to sacrifice for me. When I was just 5 years old, I was sent to Maldives for better education because I was grown up in a small island. We didn't have very good education opportunities there. So they made the hard choice to send me to Maldives. Yeah, so...
How do you feel when you first came here as a child?
I don't think I actually remember that, but right now when I think back to it, I remember days when I was crying. I was only 5 years old. I can't imagine that. I remember my grandma carrying me, holding me, and if it's raining in Male, there will be puddles. So she will carry me to the school.
Yes.
Such good memories. But I know how I was missing, how much I was missing my parents. But I didn't look back. I was sad. I missed them. But I think it's a little difficult for me to share my personal stories with other people.
Especially so many people.
Yeah.
How would you describe the kind of person you became because of your childhood?
Yeah. So this was how it started, and then I thought of myself. I promised to myself I'll become the best daughter that they have. I'm the eldest as well. So I started working, towards it. I studied well, but I still remember, it was not same as in the island. It was calm, peaceful there, and then it was all different here, right? So that was how it went, and then after school, I jumped off to work. I wanted to be independent myself. I didn't want anybody to be I'm not gonna use that word, but I think it's a burden. I didn't want
to be a burden to
feel,
others.
yeah.
I respect that.
So yeah, so
Can you share with us the abundance part? Because it's very obvious to me, spending so many hours with you yesterday, that you became a very different person, right?
Yeah.
Compared to other people who grew together with their parents, had a good life, enjoy money from their
Yeah.
parents, but you had to work hard for yourself.
Yes.
You had to defend yourself against bullies, against loneliness,
Yeah.
right? And you became a very resilient, anti-fragile, very good leader.
Yeah.
Not everybody is a leader. Some people want to take care of themselves only. But you decided that, got all these other women who need help, why don't I do something about it? So
Yeah.
can I invite you now to share something
Yes.
about the abundance that you've been spreading?
Yeah. So during my childhood, I started living in different households. I had to change my every household, they have different things that we have to adjust, and we have to from there onwards, very early, I started doing very hard work. At my age, children were not I don't think people were doing that at that time.
Yeah.
We used to go to the mosque, carry water, and bring water. I was only, I think, was in grade 6 or 7. So I was shy, I was ashamed of it. So I will go early in the morning, take buckets of water, go and wash my clothes.
Yeah.
And so this was how it was.
And this reminds me of
Yeah.
yesterday you showed me all these pictures where you saw that other people had
Yes.
even worse living condition than you.
And during that time, I started work after school, right? And then I had the privilege to travel across the Maldives, each and every island in the Maldives. So I saw personally, I visited them. I personally saw how the life of people are. We always say it's a beautiful country and everything is perfect here. But no, we saw bad condition, we saw vulnerable conditions of families. And from there onwards, I thought this is where we have to come out. We have to come out, we have to help them. So that's where we registered our NGO, and we started helping vulnerable families across the Maldives.
And I understand you raise funds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and we raise funds through public
Yeah.
for each and every project. And one incident I just want to
Sure.
share. When I reflect to it, how my childhood went, and how I became the person who I am today. I remember one incident where we went to Gulf of Kadhuludu to hand over a house. We built houses from
Can
scratch.
I have the permission to show the house?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is the house we made. So each and every house we go, that was the house they were living before in the previous. Yeah, this is
Same house, huh?
Yeah.
Same house.
Yes. So we made this happen. So how did that happen? Yeah. So every handover we go proudly, it's like our own house.
Yeah.
We go there to hand over the house, and sadly, the person who was supervising got sick, and he was not there. He was not around. We arrived on a Thursday, evening. When we went, my goodness, there was no electricity, no sewage, no water, nothing done in the house. And we were supposed to hand over the house on Saturday. So at that moment, I didn't panic. I didn't question, I didn't complain, why was not this done, I did not. I asked, where are all the authority people numbers, just give me. I called directly to each and every one of them. We were me, Zai, and one other girl was there. So I made sure they felt comfortable, they were not panicked. I brought them over, sat down with them, and I said, this family have gone through the worst person can imagine. She have gone through abuse at the point where she have to be taken to the hospital, but have to lie. She had to lie saying that she was thrown off, she fell from the roof or something. But she was beaten so badly, she was bleeding. I mean, she had a bad life. So I made sure they knew that these women and her children need the home. So we will stay, we will do whatever it takes. We just came from the flight, but no, we are not gonna rest. We are gonna do this. So can you guys please help us? that moment I remembered, I thought of the people, the general public, thousands and thousands of people who donated to the campaign. Everything came to my mind and I was like, we can't disappoint them. We have to do this. So we made it happen. At that night, Thursday night, everybody came. Like the whole island. They came to attention. They came as people started digging. Like we are talking about sewage from the main location to the house. Everything they dug. They connected the water pipes, and the neighbor gave temporary electricity. So we started with NGOs from the island. We started assembling the furnitures. They started doing what they were doing. So perfectly by Friday evening we were done. The house
was like this.
This is the house we did.
And who felt inspired? Who felt inspired by Rich story? Yeah. You know, inspiration needs to lead to action. ACT. I'm not going to pressurize you and start collecting check, okay? But later during lunch, who is willing to find out from Rich a little bit more about their charity? Who's willing? Also, please see how the MAPSA can collaborate with Mums Aid. And you know, in time of right now there's time constraint, but I really hope that we don't just stop hearing just because we're out of time. Okay, so please continue to talk to Rich about how we can support. And right now I would like to present to you my book. I took 6 years to write this book.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Oh, let's have this chair also to remind ourselves what the chair stands. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much once
Thank you.
again.
Yeah. In closing, I just want to share a few practical tips. Okay, who's ready for practical tips for speakers? Yeah. I purposely squeeze the practical tips at the end because without reframing our mindset about why are there difficulties in our life, you know, any kind of practical tip that we give is useless, right? We write down the notes tomorrow. Where's the notes? Can't find it anymore. But the moment you remember, hey, wait a minute, I promised this lady that I'm going to give her a house. So now we don't have this house, I will make it happen. I promised my mother I will fly her on business class to Spain. I'm going to make it happen. I promised my daughter I'll spend more time with her while giving her the best education, the best holiday. I will make it happen. The greatest promise on earth is the promise that you make to yourself and your loved one. Who agrees? Who agrees? So right now, as I share the practical tips very, very fast, I would like us to promise ourselves like, yes, okay, thanks Eugene for sharing example. I'm going to use it. Oh yes, I'm going to apply that. Okay, I'm going to hire somebody to do that. Okay, only you can take charge of your life so that you can fulfill your promise. Here goes. Case study number 1. A lot of people will say, but I'm not famous. I'm not Ron Kaufman. Ron Kaufman is famous. Of course, he gets $20,000 per speech. Who am I? Then please become famous. Who's stopping you from becoming famous? Right, there's a lot of free branding and marketing opportunities. The moment I wrote to journalists, they feature me. I'm not a celebrity, you know. I'm not a celebrity. But you know, the journalists are always desperate for stories. They are even more hungry than you to feature you. Because once they feature you today, tomorrow they need another speaker to feature. So please promise yourself to write to journalists, not just in Maldives, write to Singapore, write to US, be featured all over the world. Last week I was featured on Kazakhstan TV. I'm going to share the link with Afif once I receive it. Okay, so very obvious, very easy to do. Okay, I don't say easy in a very sarcastic, condescending, because it is really easy. When I was very broke, they still feature me. They never look at my bank account because they are desperate for inspirational stories. Okay, and I have some books here, which later probably Afif will have a lucky draw, like yesterday, so I'll put it here. Okay, case study number 2. Oh, Maldives is a very small market. Can I tell you the truth? Singapore also very small. It's a tiny island. So how can I be a global keynote speaker being born in Singapore? Should I blame the government? Should I blame my mother? Why do you put me in Singapore? This is your choice, whether you want to expand or not. So for this one, respectfully, I take off my shoe. Singapore small, then stand on the shoulder of giants. stand on the shoulder of associations like APSS, NSA, the UK Association, any association you want. This is a ridiculous association where we are so collaborative. You know, we are all speakers. By right, we should be trying to kill each other, right? You know, that's called red ocean, where we take the knife, slash. But no, this is blue ocean, where we can stand on the shoulder of the association, look further and expand globally. So I'm going to share with you a specific example. I got a lot of videographer and got myself a YouTube channel so that other people in US, why did Florida engage me? Because they have watched my video before. Right, how can they pay me? By the way, they paid me $25,000 for the speech you heard in the middle, in the beginning. Who thinks that's good money? Good money, $25,000. Right, I'm not always paid $25,000, but for that Florida speech, I was paid because they watched my YouTube video. So please, do yourself a favor, create a YouTube channel, and just like Mimi, hire a team to keep doing it for you. And later, please talk to Vibaf. What is his special offer? Okay, very important. And then I joined APSS in 2017. Okay, I love this picture because it's full of ladies here, but you know, just to represent that I joined APSS. And then who is this guy? Who is this guy? Ron Kaufman. He's a legend. You know, if I didn't join APSS and I say, hey Ron, are you free to meet me? He said, sorry, who are you? But because I'm in APSS and I serve in the programming committee and then serve as a vice president and I serve as president, do you know now we meet every single month? He's basically like the father I never had. He's very generous with his time. And in 2017, he gave, no, not 2017, a few years later, 2023, just to look at the date, 2023, he gave me my CSP. Who wants to achieve CSP here? Certified Speaking Professional. Right, it's a very prestigious title given to the top 15% of speakers in the world by income and by reputation. So I'm very thankful. And TED Talk, who wants to be a TED Talk speaker? TED Talk speaker, right? You know how easy it is? You just need to write to TED Talk. Have you ever Googled how to be a TED Talk speaker? Who has ever done that? Right, please do that. And now there's ChatGPT. I'm not saying that once you write to them, they will feature you, right? Because there's audition, they have to make sure your idea is unique, right? But at least do the first step. Google how to be a TED Talk speaker and write to them. So I'm very thankful. I became the TEDx Youth Speaker in 2019. And that again gave me the branding and the reputation to speak globally. So third case study, COVID-19, other pandemic, world crisis, trade war. There's going to be plenty. There's going to be plenty. Right? All these are things that seemingly out of our control. Economic crisis. But guess what? You can use everything, YouTube channel, everything we learned from Mimi, everything we learned from Michelle yesterday, everything we learned from Guan, everything. And you start to line them up. You think like, okay, how come I went through adversity as a child? How come I made my promise to my daughter I haven't fulfilled? How come I promised to my mom, up to now I still haven't brought her anywhere? Then you start to line them up and they become a bridge. From where you are right now, whatever goal you want to achieve, we need adversities. Adversities are not enemies. They are our friends. Only our mindset can change them into friends. If you turn them around, if you continue to see them as adversity with them upside down, what can you do with it? They're dangerous, safety hazard. But the moment you line them up in your own mind, in your own strategy, start to create like PR, start to create IP, start to write your book, start to contribute to the association, start to come to APSS. By the way, October we have a special event. Start to come to APSS. And then I promise you, Eugene Xia today promise you that you will enter the land of abundance, having so much money that you cannot count, that you become very generous and you keep donating to Mom's Aid every single month. Do you want that? Don't be stingy anymore. So I created webinar. I even went to get a special license so that I can become a wealth advisor in Singapore. Because I want to speak on a specialized topic. Not every time speak about mindset. I want to speak about something tangible also, which is wealth management. So I became one of the top 1% in Singapore. And then I created a brand new program called Hike Coaching. #Hike Coaching. so that people pay me 6,000 US dollars, not US, sorry, Singapore dollars, 6,000, and they can walk with me 6 times across 3 months. Who thinks that is a program that you can also do? Come, be confident, be confident. Who here can imagine yourself walking with people for 2 hours and they pay you 6,000, any currency you want. If you want US dollar, just charge US dollars. And then they need you. I'm not being arrogant here. A lot of people are lonely. We already heard this from Mimi yesterday. People are lonely. They need you. They don't just need you on stage speaking. They need you to listen to them, to empathize with them. But to do it for free all the time, you won't be able to bring your children overseas. Yes, you can't pay for university. So please charge fairly. So today, I'm going to tell you I fulfilled my promise. I brought my mom on business class to Sydney. Several times, not just one time. Right. Unfortunately, she's 87 and she can't really walk. But at least for 3-4 good years, even during COVID, we had cruised to nowhere. You know, during those days, and I brought her on a cruise, and she said, "Hey, Eugene, this is my first time on a cruise. Papa didn't bring me, but wow, I'm so proud of you for bringing me." And how about my daughter? Remember, she said, "Hey, why do you have so much time for me?" I still have a lot of time for her, but this time I got money also. I just brought her sakura this year. You know, March every year, wow, beautiful sakura. And to be fair, because I have 3 children, right? So I have to bring my son also. This is my son, he's taller than me. Also likes to see sakura. Separate trip, mind you. Because each of them say, "Papa, I want to spend time with you. Don't bring my koko姐姐around." I said, "Okay." Then I planned 3 separate trips. And why can I do that? Because I've reached the land of abundance where I don't need to count the dollars and cents and say, "Can we save a little bit this year? Can we wait for 4 years later, then I bring you?" No! We're supposed to charge fairly for speaking, coaching, consulting so that we have so much abundance, so that we can donate, we can bring our mom, bring our children. Who wants to achieve abundance? One more time. Please stand up. Those who want to achieve abundance? Yes. I invite you now. Okay, a bit dangerous to stand on a chair. Only I stand on a chair. Huh? Yeah. Okay, I would like to invite you to say, "I choose abundance." Okay, I choose abundance. And please, when you are saying, don't say to me, "No, I'm not powerful. I cannot make it happen for you." The universe, right? The universe, God, Allah, anybody, right, that you believe is bigger than yourself will make it happen for you. Who believe? Who believe? Who believe? Okay, so right now, when we say, "I choose abundance" 3 times, you're not saying to me. Okay, you're saying to any power that you believe in, so that today you will manifest abundance in your life. And don't be selfish, that when you become multi-millionaire, the money is not all in your pocket. Right? Learn to be a channel of abundance. A channel. It's not the Dead Sea, that abundance all stuck somewhere here. Right? It channels to Mom's Aid. It channels to other associations. It channels to paying fees to APSS to attend our conference also. It channels. Okay, ready? 3 times, huh? And don't shout from here. Right? Learn to say it from your soul, from your gut. Who's ready? Yeah. Okay. I choose abundance. 3 words only, 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I choose abundance. I choose abundance. I choose abundance. Thank you.
So interesting. Thank you.